Alright, so it's been a few weeks since I've sent the subframes out for powder coating. Finally got them back, so now we're going to start putting in the SIKKY bushing. And the way I'm going to do it is kind of like a cheap way to do it if you don't have a press. Literally everything cost me like $6 to do. I went down to Home Depot and grabbed some threaded rod, a nut, or 2 nuts, and a couple of washers. I doubled up on some of the thinner ones just because I don't know how much force I'm going to have to use on these, so I was hoping not to bend them. And then I just got a bigger, thicker one to back it up. So we're gonna try this and see if we can't do it with this. It was like $6 for everything, so it's not, you know, a bunch of money wasted or anything. This is gonna probably be one way you could do it without a press or anything. So we're gonna try it out. And the frame came out really nice. Got a nice way. I got some cardboard under it. That way we don't scratch it or anything before we put it in the car. There's some powder coat inside the hole still. I'm gonna try to do it without taking it out first, but sometimes you have to because it's kind of thick. We're gonna try and see what happens. All right, so we have our instructions here. This is the front side going towards the front side of the car, and that's going to the back side. And it looks like we have it. Looks like we're sitting in the right spot right now. So we gotta look for B28 and B29. Okay. So every one of these are labeled. Let's see if we can get it to focus. So if you can see that little B26, every one of them has a number on it. So whatever corresponds to the directions are the ones you put in the places, and that's how that works. So I'm gonna lay these out real quick so that way I don't get them mixed up, and we'll start trying to press these in. All right, so now I got the rod, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lay this in here and then try to lay it in as straight as possible. And then get the other side, get my other washers, throw them in there, the other nut. Try to keep the bushing as flat as possible. Just like if you were gonna press them in, you want them just as flat as possible, and then you want the rod to be straight as possible too. All right, so I got my two wrenches for the bolts. Okay, the bottom one sat in. And now it's pulling the other one in. Oh, and so now they're seated now. And now I'm gonna crank on them a little bit just to make sure they're really in there. Okay, so that one comes in and out easily. I don't know why. That's how you press them in without a press. All right, so the bushing wasn't going in flat, so I had to use some persuasion with my rubber mallet over there. Got it on flat now. We're good to go. It's just one of those things. It just wasn't going in flat, and I don't know if it was just not flat enough when I first started it, but either way, it's on. We're good to go. All right, so I got them all done. I got tired of trying to use the rod, and then I just used my rubber mallet and I hit them in, and it was a lot easier and a lot quicker. So if you have a rubber mallet, you can use that. But other than that, you can try to use the rod. I got tired of it. Like I thought I was gonna do is I blew through both washers on this one, trying to crimp it down. And I even tried like flipping them back and forth. That way, you know, I can try to get as much use out of them as possible. But yeah, I got tired of it and I just hit them in with a hammer. So if you want to try it, go ahead. I mean, it does work. It's just a pain, and you might need to buy more washers then. So now that I got all this done, now I'm gonna put it back in the car and start hooking up the back end. All right guys, so we got the subframe in with the solid bushings. They look really good. Now that they're all tight, I'm gonna paint mark them, and then, you know, so that way we can check later on and see if it's moved or anything. But we know those are tight now, so I'm gonna paint mark them, and that way we can do an easy nut and bolt check. The frame itself looks really good in here, especially, you know, being painted gray and then the white. Sweet. I'll show you guys some more as I go along and you know, start adding parts to the rear. I gotta clean up the Megan links that are over there, along with the sway bars and everything. I'm gonna clean all that up and start assembling it. All right, so I got the old Megan links cleaned up and just hanging here right now. So I gotta get the other side cleaned up and that side, and then I have the hub assembly all cleaned up, ready to go. And thanks to Taylor Ray, we found out that oven cleaner actually works really well. You just spray it on, let it sit for a few minutes, and then pressure wash it off or spray it off, and everything comes out really clean and, you know, a lot better than it was. Alright guys, so we got everything done, all the links are on and everything. I just need to get an alignment done. But it came out really nice with the red, white, and blue theme, I guess you would say, under here. And yeah, so I just gotta get an alignment now. And yeah, I got it jacked up right here, but there's a rubber pad under there, so it shouldn't really mess up the paint. But yeah, we got the diff in. The only thing I gotta run are the brake cables and stuff like that. But that's, you know, simple stuff. That's how you guys do the solid bushings from SIKKY.